Welcome
Thank you.
to the Beyond Average Journeys of Growth and Increasing Value interview series. So, I'm your host, Kristen Carlson, and today I'm joined by William Porter, who's the president of PCS, Porter Consulting Services. He's been helping firms worldwide to recruit transformational leadership in most major industry sectors, and he's from Bradenton, Florida. So, William, thank you for joining us. Would you
I'm
like
happy to
to
be here.
kick us off? Thank you. With a brief background as to who you are and what you do?
Brief background. Well, I chose this business many decades ago. I was a sales engineer with a firm, and I just got tired of traveling. And I decided that got pulled into the business just by chance, and came home and said to my wife with two kids, "I'm going to go into this business." And the industry is back then was quite interesting because there wasn't a lot of support. So you had to come in and you had to perform to make a living. And within a few years, I bought the firm and then moved forward in probably mid 80s where I started Porter Consulting Services. And it's been a unique run because of the amount of clients that I work with across just about every industry and having the relationships that I built really not only nationwide but worldwide with a number of candidates and clients.
And what was your wife's reaction to, okay, we're going to make this change in my career?
Well, you're giving up a very high base salary at the time, and you're giving up a car, and you're giving up expenses, and you're giving up hospitalization. I guess you'll have to make it work.
Okay.
That's what she said, and she just said, I know you'll make it happen." I I would never have entered into that uh, uh, type of position unless I really felt I could. I thought I could impact people's lives because at that time it was an agency type business, and I was referred at times to some firms when I was looking where uh, I was not prepared well. And I thought, if I ever go into that business, take the time to understand the client, the culture, but also take the time to understand the candidate and the candidate's desire and wishes. And if you do refer someone to a candidate or to a client, you want to make sure that it's a good match and there's a good cultural fit. And so I've carried that my entire life in this industry.
And so you've been doing it for over 40 years. I mean, how have you adapted? I mean, what are some of the biggest challenges you've had in that?
Well, when you look at technology, and you were in technology yourself, a lot has happened. Interesting. I remember just making a phone call when I first got into business, just reaching out, introducing myself, and then the avenues that we did for locating people back years ago was put an ad in the paper. That has changed. The technology, which I think has been tremendous for people like myself, because whether I have an opening in Chicago or whether I have an opening in Beijing or really anywhere in the world, uh, could be London, Spain, it doesn't matter. I have the capabilities of identifying candidates and finding finding those candidates and then reaching out to them and introducing myself. So it's a very passive way when I reach out to someone, and that's what I find. The technology has been a tremendous help. Uh, at one time you had to send an email or a letter instead of an email. Now you can send an email. So the immediate response I get back is it's the thing that I enjoy most.
And how has the remote workforce impacted your business? I mean, do you find most of your clients really want people in person, or has that been an adjustment too? I know a lot of people want to work remote. So has that been challenging at
If you look at the accounting industry, that really, and even the investment industry, where now they are they had to allow because of COVID, working remotely. So I had worked on the CFO positions over the past year. And it was difficult at times when I'm talking to someone, they'll say, well, is this hybrid? Can I work partial? And the clients that I had wanted them there 5 days a week. So with that said, it in that particular segment of the industry, it's difficult. But there is some more flexibility with clients, but some clients just, they want them in the office. And some positions really require it. So yes, there's more latitude, I think, in remote, but it really depends upon the position itself. I do have individuals now that have relocated during COVID. That, for instance, they came to Florida, and it's working, even though they may have to go in the office once every other week for 2 days. They'll fly up and they'll be there. But I think the population as a whole, especially people that have started work remote, find that they are as productive as they were when they worked in the office. The only issue that seems to surface is the fact that you don't have that connection and in the office. But certainly Zoom has helped a great deal if you're having a group meeting. And so to answer your question, I would say it's a factor, but some industries more than others. That's a
Now,
long
did it
answer.
impact your business or what you do? Did it impact you at all?
Is that, you mean, well, we had an office in Pittsburgh, and I moved down here and I said to my secretary, I'll be back every 6 weeks, and my staff at the time, and I find I got back once a year at best, because we find that we were going in the office in Pittsburgh, and we go to our office and say hello, and we'd say goodbye at the end of the day. So we basically have allowed everyone to work remotely, and it was a push for a few people, but after they made the move, I don't know whether they would go back to an office. So our office is one because of technology and where we are. We're not working in a city where we have interviews. A lot of the interviews are like this through a Zoom.
Okay, excellent. So your business has grown over the years. I mean, how did you manage that? How big is your firm now?
Our firm is small now, it's 5 people. 2 recruiters, myself, and I call my partner, Art in Pittsburgh, and 3 support people. We had at one time about 18 people. Then we had that issue with 2008. And at that point, in 2000, probably 16, 17, we just decided that smaller was better. I don't, for us, since we are so focused on specific clients that we recruit for that come to us. And it's a very difficult business because you have to be very creative and you have to have good communication skills to really talk to candidates who may not be actively looking, but yet have them understand you're calling them and appreciate their advice and their help, but also the possibility of their interest in a position.
Awesome. So can you share your philosophy on work-life balance and how you've been able to incorporate that into your role?
My wife says I don't have a work-life balance. The reason I say that, I'm extremely active in Rotary. We have a very aggressive club. We raise $150,000 for local charities. I am very active in the organization. So that's every Thursday I go in for lunch, and it's my family. It really is. Rotary for these many decades. I'm also the chair for the Players Theater, which is a community theater where we're going to hopefully be constructing and adding on to a building in Sarasota. And my work takes up a great deal of time. Balance is, I think, interesting. I took my wife to see Paul Anka last night.
Oh,
He's
nice.
82 years of age. He still, his voice was superb. And he said to the audience, I appreciate you coming here. People call it work. I call it a pleasure. I call it a gift you're giving me to allow me to perform, and you love what I do. And I think if you, whatever it is that you do in life, find what you enjoy doing. But as far as a work balance, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, it's my life. I don't really spend time on my business. So you have to have a balance there. And so I would say during the week, I'm devoted to the players, Rotary, and my business. And during the weekend, I hope my life. So that's a balance.
So, what did you do to take your business beyond average and give you that opportunity to enjoy your weekends and enjoy your family?
Oh, in the beginning, I will say years ago, I would go in on a Saturday and work almost a half a day, if not a whole day on a Saturday. Um, I think it's maturity, it's the knowledge of it's knowing how to, I think, balance your schedule. I come in and I know what my schedule is going to be for the day, in terms of what project I'm working on. I can't work on everything at one time. So I do have ADD, so I have to force myself to make sure that I'm working on this particular assignment right now. And this afternoon, like you were scheduled today, I got a 12 o'clock luncheon with a client. I have a 4 o'clock meeting with a candidate. So I balance that. And you balance it. And I remember what my wife said to me years ago when I would get, if I was out of the office and I wasn't available to work in the office, she said, and I'm working on projects or working meeting with a candidate or client, if you're going to go visit a client, understand that's business. Don't worry about what you're not going to have. You'll pick it up when you get back. I don't know whether that makes sense, but have fun with it. Enjoy life. Enjoy the people you work with, and enjoy what you do, or don't do it.
Exactly. Have some.
So if I hope I answered your question about balance. It's just whatever it is. Some people golf. Some
You get out
people.
and golf at all?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you golf at all?
Occasionally, I
Okay.
just have trouble finding the time because if I go for the weekend, then I'm gone 6 hours, and that's 6 hours out of my life. So I'll play in several charitable events a year and have fun and support some of the charities that are valuable to me.
Awesome. So, do you have any advice that you would give an aspiring entrepreneur that maybe going into your business advice?
I think anyone that decides to go into their own business, um, they have to understand that there's challenges there. And the challenges are, in many cases, you're the last to be paid if you go into your own business. And whatever you do, take care of the people that work for you. And this is hard because you have to learn how to manage, you have to learn how to make tough decisions. And if someone is working in your organization that is not, that possibly is not a match, then you have to help that person make that change away from you. It is, you have to, I think, if you're going to do something, understand that's a commitment, and you will have to invest a lot of time and effort. But if you do that and you love your product, you love your service or whatever you're providing, uh, it'll all work out. But you just have to understand that being in your own business takes a real commitment. But it's fun.
Right. It's not easy, but
Yeah.
enjoy every minute of it, right? Enjoy.
I think we have the ups and downs. There are times where I probably question myself, why am I doing this when things, especially when COVID hit, I had 6 job assignments that were on target that were put on hold. So we really didn't have any business at all for 6 to 7 months. So you have to be prepared for that, even if you're a manufacturer, because if COVID hits again, can you take that hit? Can you continue to survive? And it was difficult. And I really wondered where we would be. And I think all of us did.
Mhm.
But I've always believed that um, lemonade's made out of lemons. And I felt that COVID was a devastating to the world, but yet there will be a lot of positive things come out of it. And I think we've seen it. So I think you just have to have a philosophy of a very positive philosophy. I get up in the morning and say, you know what, this is a day. If you get up in the morning, you hate work, I suggest find another position or another opportunity. Yeah, you have to. That's life's too short. Have fun with it.
Agree. Be thankful for each day, right? That we get to get up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That we
Absolutely.
yes. Well, thank you so much for your time today, William. And it's great meeting you and learning more about your entrepreneurial journey. And to everyone watching, I look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Thank you
Thank
so much. Have a great day.